To be honest, I have a lot of work to do. Not only school projects and exam, but I also have to keep up with making content every single week. It is exhausting, and at times I felt like I'm burnt out. But then I learned how to make the work become enjoyable, which gives me the energy to do the work in front of me. And I will tell you what I have learned so you can enjoy your work as well. If you don't know me, my name is Tara Singthong. I am a senior engineering student who aspire to start a business and are currently posting life lessons and self-improvement tips on YouTube every single week. Let's begin. This is ripped out of The Feel Good Productivity by Ali Abdaal, but I'm going to put a little spin on it. If you like what I'm about to say, go buy this book. I will have a link in the description for this book. You can go check it out. For the past year or so, when I'm about to do the work, when I do not want to do them, I will always have to rely on discipline, pushing myself to do the work, especially when I do not feel like it. However, discipline do not feel very nice. Speaking from someone who uses discipline daily to do every single thing in my life. But would you rather having to force yourself to do the work when you do not feel like it, or make the work become more enjoyable so you will have more energy and the work that you produce will be better and it will be done faster? If you are like me, you would probably choose the latter. Now, the question is, how do we make our work enjoyable and become more energized while we are doing them? In the book, there are 3 energizers or 3 P's which will bring out this enjoyable productivity. But in this video, we will talk about the first P, which is play. Look back to when you are a child. Look at how you perceive everything as something you can play with. You can find a random sticks and pretend that it is a sword. To be honest, we're still doing this sometimes. Run around playing tags with friends or drawing and coloring with your friends. But when we grow up, we either stop playing or we were told to stop playing because adults don't play. But why? Why do we need to stop playing? Playing gives us energy and enjoyment in doing activities. We can bring play back into our work too. There are 6 ways that we can approach playing. Number 1, choose your character. This is essentially recognizing how do you enjoy playing things. Imagine playing a game. You might be a collector who wants to collect every single collectibles and trophies in the game. Or do you like to compete with other players? Or do you like to plan something ahead? Or you like to explore new places and find new quests? There are a lot of roles you can assume. If you can find how you enjoy playing, you can use that approach with your work. Me, for example, I am very competitive. I used to play FIFA, this football game, and I will try my best to reach the highest division. No matter who I have to face, I will try to win as much as I can. I also enjoy planning things out and leading others to victory. So, the way I implement this for YouTube, for example, I will look at other people who are making the content in the same niche as me or making a very similar content, and I will analyze their videos to see what their editing style is like, how they present the content, how the content structure is like, and I will try to make my content better than them in some way if possible. I also plan it out. I make a step-by-step plan of how to create a YouTube video. Start with generating ideas, writing script, making thumbnails, and so on. I also make a timeline for these things, and lastly, I allocate the work if I have people to allocate to. This makes my work feels like a game, and I enjoy the role I have given myself to complete the work. Number 2, be curious. When you are curious about something, you will try your best to find the answer to that curiosity. You will want to approach it with playfulness and exploration in mind. Think of it as a side quest, which is totally optional for you to do in a game. But if you choose to follow that side quest, you might end up finding a hidden treasure or secrets. Number 3, ask yourself this question. What would it look like if it were fun. After you ask yourself this, it will make you think whether or not your work that you are currently doing is fun or not. And if it is not fun, how can you make the work in front of you become more fun? This might need you to assume the role, like in the number 1, or you can simply just play some music in the background while you are working. These little changes can have a big impact on how much you enjoy doing your work. Number 4, stop focusing on the outcome and enjoy the process. Focus solely on your goals or the outcome is the fastest way to ensure that you will destroy your progress. You will look at yourself and the goals you are headed towards, and you will see the great distance between you and that goal. You will end up feeling discouraged and will stop doing them entirely. But if you set your goals and lay out the system and the process, and you put a blinders on yourself to prevent you from looking towards the goal, the only thing that you can focus on is the system at hand or your process. You will actually enjoy the process you are currently going through. This will remove the stress from having to achieve the goal and will make the environment you are working in become more comfortable, which will lead to a more enjoyable working environment. Number 5, reframe your failure. From the word of Roger Federer.
In the 1,526 singles matches I played in my career, I won almost 80% of those matches. Now, I have a question for you. What percentage of points do you think I won in those matches? Only 54%. In other words, even top-ranked tennis players win barely more than half of the points they play. When you lose every second point on average, you learn not to dwell on every shot. When you're playing a point, it has to be the most important thing in the world, and it is. But when it's behind you, it's behind you. Whatever game you play in life, sometimes you're going to lose. The best in the world are not the best because they win every point. It's because they know they'll lose again and again and have learned how to deal with it. You want to become a master at overcoming hard moments. That is, to me, the sign of a champion.
Failure is necessary for us to move closer to our goal, making failure fun by viewing it as a step closer to you figuring it out how to achieve that goal. Then failure will not be scary anymore. It is just a stepping stone to reach your success. Number 6, don't be serious, be sincere. The reason you're burnt out or feels like your work is overwhelming because you are being too serious. Nobody wants to play a game with someone who takes it way too seriously. Be sincere instead. Do the work and focus on them while still keeping a stress-free and relaxed working environment. Do not make it way too serious to the point where it sucks all the energy out of you. The work you are doing have to be enjoyable so that you can keep working on them, and you should not be way too serious on them in order for you to keep doing them continuously. These 6 things have turned my serious working environment into a very fun and enjoyable workflow for me, which gives me more energy and it incentivizes me to keep working continuously without having to entirely rely on discipline. So let's get started and focus on the mission.